a mystery disease known as the gay plague.
Preventing people from contracting the full disease.
The problem of adequate care for AIDS patients.
Right, does the FDA and the NIH have to tell a dying...
We've exposed the narrative that we were supposed to have been dead. We're still living. We've outlived those tactics and those narratives that said we wouldn't survive. We have survived.
It was really hard. I went to several funerals in the early days of patients and then occasionally of friends in the community, and there were just too many.
Actually help people to die with dignity, which is a very different message than now when we are helping people to thrive.
Because I was in my active addiction, none of that registered. I didn't know anything about HIV because when I left the world in '85, it was only affecting gay men. There was no education about what this meant for me as a mother or as a woman, none of that.
They both had to be identified male. Now here I am with all of this. And I told them, look, what does the document say? Let's go with the documentation. And they took me in. And that was my first chance of getting the supportive stuff that I needed.
Getting diagnosed with HIV was a whole nother trauma. So nonetheless, it was difficult to reach out for emotional support because there weren't people who looked like me, and also the stigma of mental health in the Black community.
So this is my friend John Cockrell, who passed away in September of 1988, September 11th, told me that I needed to continue to fight the fight.
And it's important to say that Ron Sable was a dedicated, active member of the gay community. He gave us credibility to build on what I think are the key principles for HIV care based on dignity and human rights.
Part of getting to zero Illinois is about ending the HIV epidemic for all populations.
Legislators sometimes need a quick 101 on what does it look like now in the advancements around medication and treatment, what it looks like for folks having access issues, and like the greater scheme of what makes HIV continue today.
AFC's role in that, just understanding that cultural competency is a necessity.
And so getting to zero really works in several different priorities, making sure that there is employment, making sure that there is housing, making sure that we are destigmatizing people.
Without housing, clients cannot take care of their mental health, they cannot take care of their HIV, they cannot address their substance use. So housing is healthcare.
Whether it's us talking about the new cohort of older adults that are the longest that have lived with HIV and what it looks like to age, I would say gracefully.
I got diagnosed in March 40 years ago. So what's impactful now and powerful for me is that 40 years they took a risk that trying to figure out what they needed to do.
That I survived a full-blown AIDS diagnosis, and I'm still here.
It's really a partnership. Getting to Zero Illinois is a partnership between the Chicago Department of Public Health, AFC, and the Illinois Department of Public Health. And it is to make sure that we are getting to zero, functional zero, meaning less than 100 new infections every year.
We've also managed to decriminalize HIV, one of the few states that have been able to do that. And I think that's a monumental one when we think about the stigma around HIV.
We're so proud to celebrate AFC's 40th anniversary, and I can't believe that I've been part of AFC for really half of that. There are so many ways that folks can get involved, and one way, of course, is for folks to donate. Another is for folks to share their memories of AIDS Foundation over the years. What's moved you? What's excited you? What's scared you? How have we helped you? How have we changed the way you think about the HIV epidemic and housing and homelessness?
We're in a terrible new era of discrimination against trans individuals, against the LGBTQ community, against diversity, equity, and inclusion, against reproductive justice. This is a moment now where the advocacy and the community consolidation of AIDS Foundation of Chicago is going to be invaluable and imperative as we go forward.